Yes. And but if we were at a party, he used to say, "Oh, you know, what's the matter with you? No one wants to listen to you." And so I used to get really worried about that. And in the end, I would actually double back. And in the end, I'd go to a party and not speak. Yeah. So I was taking on his persona.
No, I can understand that, because when you've got a partner like that, you do tend to say, you do what they say, don't you?
Well, their opinion means so much, doesn't it? And you can,
does.
and I think if you, especially if you're younger, I know with me, when I was first married in my early 20s, you don't really know who you are, and you feel very insecure in who you are, and so you kind of tend to take probably too much notice of other people's criticism and sort of take on board what they think.
I think also what you take on, you begin to look like the part. Have you ever seen a couple when they've been together too long and they end up looking like it? You look like Ray soon. And you do, don't you? Then it's like dogs.
Yeah.
You know, in the end,
notice that. A lot of people do turn into the dogs.
Yes, you see, if you were a poodle, you'd now be blonde and curly.
Would I really?
Yeah, so I think we become the people that we're with too long.
Well, I hope not, because my boyfriend's 6'4" and is blonde. So that might be a bit difficult for me, mightn't it? Unless I get really big platforms.
Have you taken him in hand, so to speak, when it comes to...
It's a bit personal, isn't it?
When it comes to the way
you get it back together.
Yeah, sorry. You know, with the way that he looks, with the way that he dresses, do you want him to sort of, you know, match the Jane McDonald standard, the style?
Well, funny enough, he should say that, really, because he did turn up. We were supposed to be going out to dinner one night and he'd forgotten something, so we went out and he said, do you want to just help me? What do you think I should? And I did. I sort of kitted him out a little bit.
You didn't put one of your dresses on.
No, but that's for another evening. That's for another evening.
A special time.
No, I think it's you know, I had this friend who every single person she went out with, she'd find out, when she got to know them, she'd find out their likes and dislikes, and then by the time she went out with them, she had all their likes and dislikes and liked the same music, and she kind of turned into every single person she went out with, because she thought that would be what they'd want and they'd stay with her long. It's quite insecure, really, but of course that's difficult to keep up forever when the relationship gets serious.
It is when it ends, because who is she then? Does she doesn't know who she is then, does she?
Absolutely. But I do think when you're in a long-term relationship, you do take on traits of your partner. That's bound to happen.
Which of Ray's traits have you taken on?
Which of Ray's traits? Oh, wouldn't you like to know?
Would you say?
No, but you know, I've thought certain things all my life, and then I've sat down and discussed them with Ray, and he's given his opinion on something, and I've thought, oh yeah, I agree with you on that. You know what I mean? He's changed my ideas about things the same way that I have with him. You know, so you do take on, but you have to keep your own personality.
Yeah, I was going to say, if he changes your opinion, and then your opinion becomes his, and then in the end, which is kind of what happened to me, and in the end I think, actually, I didn't think that at all. You know, and once I'd left, I realised that I was saying things that I didn't mean. You know, I had opinions, and I thought, I don't think that. I don't think that person's that or that.
And
well,
that's very boring, actually. If you're in a relationship where all of a sudden you're both agreeing on everything, and it's boring, there's nothing to discuss.
Absolutely.
You know? There's nothing better than a good old row and a making up.
And so have you rediscovered the old Sherrie now?
Well, the thing is, I think when I first was with him, I was the person that, you know, like I was outgoing, I was fun and everything, and then eventually when I morphed into him, he didn't want that. He didn't want that person I'd become. He wanted the person that he'd met. And I didn't realise that until much later, and I thought, I've just become a person that now I don't like, he doesn't like, and it's not me at all. And I just thought, how ridiculous is that, to do that? And it is a lesson to learn, and it's a lesson that the only thing is now is I would never change for anybody, but that's good, isn't it?
Yes, that's very good.
But then I wouldn't bend either.
Well, I don't know.
Maybe a little bit.
It'll change. We'll take a break here. I think we need one, don't you? But when we return, we'll be chatting to Liverpool lovely Liz McLaren, and as promised, there'll be music from Natasha Marsh. But first, here's who'll be livening up the loose lunch tomorrow. Today's last chunk of chat with us, the Loose Ladies. Now, our final guest won a place in our hearts as 1/3 of Scouse supergroup Atomic Kitten, but we've recently discovered she's a fairly handy cook as well. As the series has hotted up, there's been tears, tantrums, and the odd soggy pud. But she's fought her way to this year's MasterChef final, and boy, is it hot in that there kitchen.
You can see a tank from where I'm standing, and the man poking out the tank. Look, look. Oh my God! Life don't get more surreal than this. Unbelievable.
war zone here, man.
There's now less than an hour until service.
You just keep cooking so fast. I can't do this by myself.
Andy, Liz, are you okay?
No, sausages. I really
Right,
need
babe,
looking
take the
after.
sausages out and put them in the fryer.
I'm cooking bacon in the fryer.
Please welcome Liz McClannon. Were you under as much pressure as you looked as though you were there?
I was smiling through gritted teeth on that.
Yeah, you look. Yeah.
I'm cooking bacon in the fryer.
How many were you cooking for?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it was about 100, maybe. 100 soldiers who had been out for 2 weeks on like a special assignment to finalise everything and to finalise the whole, you know, all the learning that they've done and. Got the sayings right, haven't I? Some exercise or being all men and macho.
So they were hungry.
Yes, they were on rations for 2 weeks.
Oh, God. So they wanted your bacon sandwich.
They did.
Did they get it?
It was
Did your
horrendous.
sausages turn out all right in the end?
No, I think we burnt the sausages. We burnt quite a lot of the sausages. Really? It was so hard. Then we were, you know, like we wanted to give them a really nice breakfast and everything, but in the end, it was like, do you want a bacon butty? Okay, great.
Yeah. Have you always been into cooking? Have you always been a good cook?
No.
No.
I've never cooked, never
Really?
ever, because my mum is she's trained as a chef, but she's never done anything like that. But so when I go, I've been in a band since I was like 16, 17. So when I go home, she always goes, "Oh, I'll do you dinner. It's all gonna be lovely." Or if I'm in London, we usually
Eat
out
out.
and stuff. Yeah, that's it.
So did you ever see yourself doing a show like this and getting into the final?
No, because I only did it because I was like, "Oh, Mum, I've been offered Celebrity Master Chef," and she was like, "Oh, you have to do this. I love this show." And I was like, "Oh no, I'm gonna get kicked out in the first bit." But she's so proud of me.
So what do you put your success in the kitchen down to then? If it's not a place with which you are familiar?
My mum says it's because when I was in a pram, she'd go, "And this is the onion, and it's going in the pan." I was like, so
Do you remember that?
yeah, apparently so.
Were you a fussy eater as a kid?
I was a really
you?
fussy eater, but my mum says she thanks God that I didn't ask why my gravy was green.
Green gravy? Oh, was that the
'cause-
veg, was
yeah,
it?
because she'd go, "Do you like your gravy, Liz?" I go, So, but you don't want vegetables? No, bleh. But I like the green gravy, so.
Oh,
See, Coleen, now that's what you
That's
could
right,
do.
yeah.
On a chicken nuggets, that's
Yeah. No, but I did. I had gravy on everything.
Did you?
Green gravy?
Green
on
gravy,
everything.
very nice.
No,
Are you still a fussy eater? Have you sort of widened your horizons a bit, what with touring the world and...
Well, do you know what? You would think that it would be, you know, eating in posh restaurants with all your record company, like people and everything, that would make me, you know, more into food. But it's actually MasterChef. Because you have to, I didn't like onions, I didn't like, you know, celery, most things really, and peppers, but you have to taste everything. So I was literally like, oh, actually it's not that bad, I want a bit more of that. And then now I'm you know, whatever.
But what you do like is crisps, isn't it?
I did.
Yeah.
I did like crisps.
And then you had a hypnotherapist come along. I can't believe this. Wow. To get rid of the crisp thing.
But you know, it's brilliant. It's a hypnotherapist, is my mother.
Really?
Yeah, it's really good.
So tell us what she did.
Well, because for ages. Yeah.